Mike and Eric, thank you so much for talking with me today. Honestly, just so excited to be able to converse about the phenomenon that is One Piece and continuing phenomenon because it just seems to continue to grow. Tell me, what has been your experience on the show since you both have been on since the beginning of the dubbing?
Uh, well, thanks for having us. My experience has been it's been great. Like it's one of the longer things that I've worked on, and it's definitely it's fun. I get to work with a whole bunch of cool folks on it, and I get to explore these cool characters and go through this really cool story arcs. And I, it's there's so much of it to work on, and it's all fun.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man. I the same thing. I've enjoyed working on it, but what I've enjoyed most about working on something that's this long running is meeting people who are getting younger people into it, like parents now getting their kids into it. I haven't run into any third generations yet, but I have definitely run into second generation fans for this show.
Well, one of the interesting things that I found out as getting ready for this interview is that the English dubbed edition of One Piece is about 250 episodes behind. So what I'm really curious to know is, do you guys watch ahead? Do you guys keep up with maybe the one that's just with subtitles, or just watch it in Japanese, or do you guys wait until you guys are working on the episodes yourselves?
I find that for me, when I'm working as the ADR director on it, if I be somewhere between like 7 and 25 or 30 episodes ahead, that keeps all of the unique qualities and everything that's going on in the immediate timeline fresh in my head. If I get much further ahead than that, then it's too much information to keep up with as far as current production needs. So I really try to stay in and just ahead of, and by just ahead of, I mean like, two of some other normal, like one season type show, like 20-ish, 30-ish episodes ahead of where the recording is taking place, so that all remains fresh.
Yeah, I don't, as the actor, I don't look ahead. It would be, I'm fortunate enough to work on multiple different shows, and it would, if I chose to do something like that, it would be all I did with my time, is watching all of these shows ahead. So I wait and trust that the director, wherever he is, there he is on my screen, down, okay, there, whatever, knows what the director is doing. And so be it Mike or other people that I've worked with, that they know where we are, and they can disseminate the information to me that I need to deliver performance.
I'm going to be very honest with you both. It took me a very, very long time to get into One Piece. And it was really because of the daunting challenge of the amount of episodes. We were reaching the dubbed episode 1000 on November 20th. So first of all, congratulations on that. That's quite the achievement. But I when I started watching it, it was the understanding of the adventure that I'm about to go with these characters, and the growth that we're going to see them from the first time we meet them to where they are currently ending up and continuing on. It's almost like family. I know that might be a little exaggerating for some people, but it's something you can depend on, that's there for you. Can you guys talk about watching your guys' characters? I know, Mike, you voiced one of my favorite characters, is Buggy the Star Clown, because I love pirates and I love clowns, and it just worked out very, very well. And then by trade, actually, I'm actually a chef, believe it or not. I have the degrees to prove it. So I also find that Sanji is really, really awesome, because it just shows off those skills. Talk a little bit about watching your characters grow, maybe even being surprised by the direction they go.
I've been surprised. Like, Buggy was one of the first characters who had eaten a devil fruit to appear in the show, as far as a villain, for sure. It's been neat to watch the multiple layers of his involvement through the entire timeline as the show continues, where you find out more and more about him. I mean, like, You know, he just didn't show out of nowhere. Oh, he used to be like, he worked with Roger. Like, oh, like he's been all these places and done all these things where he's just been involved left and right. So he's been like in the canon and lore of One Piece beyond what you've seen him on screen as you find out more and more about him. And it's fun to portray that in English, to continue to help to tell that story to more people. And it's neat to work off of the Seiyu's performance and work with we have the animation to work off of, the music to work off. It all helps to kind of help settle of what your performance is like. It gives you guidelines. It gives you help to what you think. Like, the storytelling is all there. You just have to do your part and honor it. So it's been fun to continue to do so to the best of my ability, and to watch, how many more layers of involvement of craziness that Buggy gets involved with.
I've like I was saying before, with trusting the director can bring the information to me. That's where I get to enjoy my surprises as performer, but also as sort of an audience member, because I'm watching it too as we go through this thing. So it's fun to find these surprises of character as we go through, and that's why I'm looking forward to what's about to happen for Sanji's character, and we get more of his backstory, so that I can have that same sense of surprise and anticipation.
Did you guys expect to have this length of a run and then continuing run? And how many more episodes would you want to work with? I know that kind of sounds like a dumb question, but it's incredible that you guys have surpassed The Simpsons, and then I mean the manga is right there up close, if not have been. I'm not sure where the numbers are now, but even Superman comics. And I think that Monkey D. Luffy has also never lost a popularity poll, as well as far as anime characters. How is going to work even now after so many episodes?
It's fun to continue to work on it even after all those episodes. There's very few shows that have the longevity that this one does. But part of the reason that it does is because it's really good. Like, the stories are really good. The characters are great. So it's not like, oh, I wish they'd hurry up for this part and wrap it up. Like, everything's fun. Everything's good. So as far as like what I'm looking forward to is to continuing with it. I'm just so like ongoingly monumentally pleased and surprised when it's like, here's a new place we're going to go to, and here are the problems, and here's the aspects of this world, whatever else. I'm like, it's so amazing to see that there's still new things to discover and new things to throw into this universe, that I look forward to it each time when there's a new arc and a new island and a new adventure. So like, bring it on. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And for me too, it's always look forward to seeing like, what's the crazy thing that's going to happen today, and oftentimes it's funny because it's like, there's so much detail put into the show where you can see like, well, I'll be performing something and Mike will be directing, and I'll be like, what is that guy in the background doing? What is that all about? And I like seeing all the detail that's poured into it. And so working on that for a long period of time is great. And you get to, after you work on something for a while, sort of see the matrix, so to speak. Like, you can sort of see where things are fitting into this big One Piece puzzle.
In the length of for the run, give me your favorite moment so far in One Piece. Mike, we'll start with you.
I don't know if I have a favorite moment. I really love the Enies lobby arc. I love that quite a bit. I tend to like gravitate towards darker, more dramatic type moments, and that a lot of that was in that arc. I think as far as just like quick little individual moments rather than a huge arc, in the middle of that arc, they threw in a bunch of little Straw Hat shorts that were like, like 5-minute little off the wall animated moments, like Chopper Man and things like that. I just thought that was fun and out of nowhere, and I hope that there's more of those sprinkled in somewhere.
One of my favorites, I don't know my favorite, but one of my favorites was Dogwin, where Sanji was a penguin. That was so weird, and I love that kind of stuff. It's like so crazy. So that was what I enjoyed the most.
I'm gonna wrap it up with a general question about anime, because it always surprises me that I think that it's kind of gonna fade away, but it seems like it's growing even more. And I know both of you have worked on a very iconic series, One Piece. You also have both worked on My Hero Academia and Dragon Ball Z. I think we have Master Roshi here as a character, and we also have another favorite, which is Trunks. So tell me, what is it about anime that is being embraced so much by the world in general?
I mean, I can't speak for the whole world, but it could just be that when people see something animated, at least as far as the Western world, there tends to be the mindset of like, oh, here's some children's programming. Here's something that's intended for very young people. And I think with the amount of American animation that's made it into prime time and whatever else, that's we're slowly getting further and further away from that, and people just realize that it's a medium rather than like it's just intended to be for children. Like it's a medium by which to tell a story. It's a way to tell a story, and it's for everybody. So I think as far as the for everybody is concerned, the more people that realize that, the more people that will latch onto it. And there's so many cool stories in anime that they haven't seen before, and it really is like, you know, if whatever your interest is, there's going to be some specific show that's going to facilitate that and be catered right towards you.
Yeah, and you know, the cool thing about animation is that you can do something in animation that you really can't do in a filmed entertainment like a movie. You know, you go see a live action movie, and yeah, sure, it's going to look good and they've got good special effects, but there's always, you know, we all have this suspension of disbelief. So you watch live actors portraying live action, and then when you see a spaceship, you know the spaceship is fake. There's no such thing as a real spaceship, right? When you're watching anime, it's all animated, and so everything looks real to that world. So when you see a giant person attacking a city, or you see a pirate ship flying across clouds and going down a waterfall, you buy it. And so it becomes sometimes even like more real to the audience than, say, a live action thing. And to piggyback on Mike's point, in anime, there's way more storytelling. There's so many different things that you can find, you know, like if you like something in particular, it's there. Hi, Colleen.
Well, hello. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. I appreciate it. You know, very excited to get to talk to you guys, and we'll talk to you both at 2,500. I mean, sorry, 1,500, and then 2,000, and then we'll get to 2,500.
All right.
Thanks.
Take care,
Emmanuel.
gentlemen.
Thank you.
Bye.